Welcome back to the channel for another video on our 22 WRX. In the last video, we did an unboxing of our ETs front mount kit. Today we're going to be installing it. So let's get right to that. So this is what our current situation looks like over here. We are completely stock under the engine bay. We have our stock intake, stock intercooler, and charge pipe. So I do have everything laid out up here. This is our front mount kit. Here is our intake with box. And there is our front mount. So there's always two parts to every installation. First part is the disassembly, and then obviously the second part is the reassembly. So we're gonna tear everything off the car. We're gonna take the intercooler off, the charge pipe, the intake, and we're gonna get the bumper taken off for the first phase of the install. But enough talking, let's get to work. All right, let me give you guys a quick little update on our progress. We do have the intake off all the way down to the turbo, of course. We do have the top mount off. So last thing to take off inside the engine bay is our charge pipe. I haven't made a video on this charge pipe yet, so that's why I stopped right here. So the charge pipe's gonna come off down at the turbo the same that it comes off right here. It has this C-clip. So once you pull it out, it kind of sits in these little grooves. So you can see all the way down there, that's like the edge of one of them. So of one of these clips. So let me get my pick tool down there. I'll get that clip put in its spot, and then this should be able to come right off. And then we're gonna take the bumper off. So let me get you guys set up and we'll get that taken care of. We just got that charge pipe off. I wanted to show you what the clip was like. So it's literally the same type of clip. There's like a little rubber O-ring in there. Yeah, and this is the OEM charge pipe. All right, so now we have the bumper taken off. You can see everything's obviously exposed now. The last thing we need to take off, it looks like, is our, this is our actual bumper. So this is like our crash beam. So we do have some 12 mils here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then same thing on the other side, 2 right there, and 2 more right there. So let me get you guys set up. We'll break all 4 of those loose, well, all 8, and we'll get this last piece taken off, and we'll see what we look like then. We've finally made it. Everything is taken off that needs to be taken off. The disassembly part of this install is done, and we're going to start installing all the new ETS goodies. This is always the best part of the install. It's always the funnest part because we get to put on all the cool new parts. So let me get you guys set up. I need to figure out where some of these couplers go, where some of these pipes go. Obviously, just by looking at our throttle body one, that's obviously going to go there. I do need to transfer the gasket from the inside of our intercooler over there to here, and then same thing with the charge pipe. I need to transfer that gasket over to this little guy. So let me at least get these two put on since I know where these go, and I'll figure out where the rest goes, and I'll catch up with you guys in just a minute. All right, let me get you guys updated quickly on what we've been doing. We just did that long time lapse. So we do have the coupler and pipe onto the turbo. It is loose onto the front timing cover right here, but that's where that one goes. I have the gasket, everything transferred over for our throttle body coupler, and you can see where this bracket mounts to right there. Then this goes over our AC thingamabob or whatever this thing is called, but that's part of our AC system, and that goes right here. So the next thing I wanted to do was try to get the intercooler mounted. I was having a little bit of fitment issue on the bottom part here, so you can see I did take this bottom part off, and on this left side here, this is I'm pretty sure this is our temperature sensor that tells you what the temp is outside. So once I got that unplugged, I just clipped it back in on the back side, and I just have it clipped into this bottom right here. So still gonna get direct airflow going over it, so it can still get an accurate temperature reading. So, and then we do have these side brackets on. So these side brackets, there's 2 bolts on each side. And then this top nut I got taken off, so now there's just a stud sticking out. So that's where the top bracket right here on the intercooler is gonna hang, and then I can get it secured on the side. So that was your quick little update on what's going on. Let me get you guys set up again, and we will get the rest of these pipes on. Just like that, we got everything mocked up of where it should roughly go. Nothing's tight, everything's still pretty loose. So this is how I have everything routed right now. So we have the coupler on the turbo, then that bolts to the front timing cover right here. This loops around with this elbow, and that comes all around here. So you did have to take out, there was a bracket that was right here matching on the other side. I just put the bolts back in from that bracket, those 2 right there. And this goes into our intercooler. So we have it secured up there, bracket right here, 2 brackets on the frame rail, and that matches on the other side, bracket, and then we have our coupler here. And this, so yeah, that bracket was right here. So I put those nuts back in and the bolts back here back in. So that's what I was doing over here. And then this pipe goes up and routes right through here. So they did supply you with a little piece of weather stripping, and you can see I put it right here. That's the only place it kind of or could make contact with. So in the instructions, well, there's no instructions in the parts that they have listed here. They had fender guard for driver side frame rail. So this is our driver side. This is right by our frame rail. So this is the only spot that it is kind of touching on that you can see. So that's where I put it right there. It just slid right on. And this comes up. We have that 1 bracket right here, and then goes right into our throttle body. So that's the whole intercooler setup. We still got to get the intake on with the box because I want to see how all that fits. And then once we have the intake on, we'll be reassembling. We'll be putting the bumper back on, of course, and we should be all set for our tune coming up with Mikey. But again, enough talking. Let's get some of these couplers tightened down and let's get this intake put on. All right, so I went ahead and just skipped me tightening everything up. So I got everything tightened down. Got the bracket tightened down there. This bracket tightened down there as well. All the pipes are tight. I did get the intake fitted on. So you can see that all down here where everything is routed all nice. You can see we went up through there, came through the washer neck, and then right up into the throttle body. So the bracket that we took off for the top mount, I just put these bolts back in just so we don't have any open holes. And I mean, who knows, maybe in the future we can mount something here, maybe like a flex fuel sensor. That'd be pretty cool. But I like putting all the bolts back in the holes that aren't used so they don't get like debris or any junk in them. But that's basically it. I wanted to show you how everything looks without the box on. I'm gonna get the box slipped on in just a sec so we can see what the final product will look like. Check that out. This looks so good. I'm so happy with these results. Everything was a perfect fit. No fitment issues at all. You can see there the gap between the box and the intercooler pipe. Everything snugged up. We are all good to go. So all that's left to do is we got to put our skid plate back on. You can see that's under here. And then obviously we need to get the bumper fitted on. But I am so excited, dude. Everything looks so good. I'm so hyped for this. I cannot wait to get this thing back on the ground and start it up. Dude, this is gonna be so nice. I love the look without this top mount intercooler. It's so easy to like access everything if needed to. Like obviously the pinch mount is right there. Like that's our trans right there. Axles are there. I mean, this engine bay has definitely transformed in the last 2-3 hours. Like this looks so good. So let me get this buttoned up, let me get the skid plate back on, and we'll get this rolled out and we'll see how this bad boy looks. Let's go. Before I slip the bumper on, I forgot to show you guys, this is where I remounted the horn. So on this bracket over here, this is where the horn was mounted. So let me get this thing up. So this was like back in there like this, and the horn mounted here. So ETS supplied hardware, and I just fished the bolt through this little thing right here, supplied nut, and I just secured it right there. So we are good to go there. I just got the skid plate back on. Everything looks great. Show you guys the fitment on the intake too. Everything's perfect. You can see the light underneath, so we're not touching anything. I mean, everything is great. So we are ready to get the bumper thrown back on, and then we'll roll this car out. All right, so I got the car back on the ground. Let's get our first start in, and then I'm gonna check for any leaks. can definitely see from here the front mount. That looks so good. Here we go, hood's closed. All right, let's bring us down a little bit. Sheesh, look at that, dude. That thing is huge. It goes all the way up to the top of, well, to the bottom of the grill. So you can see it peeks through there. This is a monster intercooler. This looks so good. So this is what I was talking about in the previous video we unboxed. We have this bar with all these lines here for the grill. Thinking about cutting those off, be pretty simple. I don't need to jack the car up or take the bumper off or anything. I can just trim them right here. So I'm not going to trim them in this video. I don't know if I am going to trim them, but put a comment below of what you guys think, if I should trim this bottom grill to expose the front mount a little bit more. But I mean, I think this looks so good. So we have our fog light bezels on the side there, plus our OEM fog lights, all LEDs. This is the limited model, so we have the nice headlights and everything. I mean, the front end of this car really looks good with this front lip, the sport grille. Wow. Well, it looks really good. I'm very happy with this install. Install was actually pretty easy. It's kind of like a little puzzle figuring out where all of the intercooler piping went, but once you figured out where they went, everything lined up. So that wraps up our install for the ETS front mount kit for the 22 WRX. Dang, that looks so good, but stay tuned for some more videos. We have that P&L J-pipe coming soon. Plus we're gonna be getting a tune soon from Mikey. So stay tuned for more 2022 WRX content. Let's go.